been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-lie.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. I am broadcasting live from what looks like a closet, which is not true. It's actually the festival trailer at Florida Renaissance Festival. So that's where I am right now, and I am super, super excited to finally get to do this game that you have helped create. in case you remember some of that. That happened back in December when we all got to talk about some of these things, and we got to do some awesome discussions with Amy Reeder from 3D2U about some things like this as well. So we're very excited to be sharing this awesome game with you. First of all, let's do our name checking our sponsors who are awesome. So again, Amy from 3D2U, who just bought a yurt. They have a brand new yurt that they are going to be bringing as part of their setup to a bunch of the festivals that are coming up soon. You can check out their awesome 3D printed gaming crafts, and they do dragons, and they do all kinds of stuff. And a lot of it is custom designed by them and custom painted by them. So please check them out, 3d2u.org, or you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Also, I have a book. It's called Dread. It is still out and you can get it. It is on Amazon. We are working on getting it up on Audible. That's probably not going to be until April, unfortunately, because we have a kid. But yeah, it's a really awesome book. I'm very proud of it. It features Devin Borkowski, who is a friend of mine and a Rappahannock artist. And she did some amazing artwork for it. So I'm super, super thrilled. Also want to thank Destination D&D. They're really awesome. They are the main sponsor of this channel, obviously. Destination D&D. If you want to play D&D in real castles in England or maybe Italy or sometimes in New Orleans, because we've done that. Not that New Orleans necessarily has a lot of castles, but they do have really cool places to play, and some of it's real spooky and fun. So feel free to check them out, destinationdnd.com. Hello, I'm back. So here's the fun things that are going on today. We finally get to do this. I get to go back into our content warnings. The following program contains graphic scenes of horror, violence against minors, sometimes violence against minors, like people that go mining, creatures of common phobias. This is not necessarily the game for everyone to hang out on. So if you really like Nat 21's content, this might not necessarily be the show for you. We have other wonderful shows. We have Lady Prudence Modern Mondays. We have main games, usually on Tuesdays. Sometimes Madame Unsa does tarot reading. I do my own Thursday mornings. Thursday afternoon-ish. I do Flash Phantasmagoria, where we all write together. We do sonnets with Shakespeare. There's a lot of other content. So if this isn't your flavor, feel free to check out other things. But if you like things that are a little disturbing and a little creepy and a little weird, then this is the place where you should hang out. And I hope that you will stay and join me. Anyway, adult content. This is adult content. We may also have some swearing. We're going to try to keep it calm, but you never know what's going to happen in these games. Normally in this situation, I would explain how Delta Green works, but my brain has decided that it doesn't really want to work and do a D100 based system. So instead, we're going to do a hybrid version of what Tom usually does, and we're bringing in our own extra element of fun. Yes, home of creepypasta. Creepy and comfortable all at once. So we're going to be doing the over the edge rules that Tom usually likes to do, that involves the SAVE organization, the Society of the Silver Way, which I know Sir David Percival knows very well. The idea is that in this modern setting, which is a modern setting, it is, I would like to call it modern fantasy, because it's not like everything's completely falling apart like it is right now. Picture like 2024. I love you all. It is a modern setting where people have cell phones and all that sort of stuff, but all of these characters have encountered the supernatural in the past, and that somehow affected their lives. And now the SAVE organization, Society of the Silver Way, has reached out to them to help out with this next problem, which we will see in a moment. But this system is super simple in that everything is based on a D6. So you have one primary trait, you have two secondary traits that you can roll for. So if you are if you're a firefighter, then maybe firefighter is your lead trait. So you might have pretty good athletics. You might have pretty good, I mean, anything that would involve a fire, you would probably be really good at putting out fires. But maybe you're also a Boy Scout leader. So your secondary trait would be like knot tying and setting up camps and maybe some basic like animal tracking and identifying and things like that. So anytime that your primary trait is being used, so in this case, a firefighter. So if there's a fire that this firefighter has to put out, then they can roll 4d6 and use that roll to figure out whether or not they can put out that fire. If they need to use a secondary trait, let's say that they have captured a criminal and they have some rope and they need to tie really good knots to make sure that the criminal doesn't get out of the rope, then they can roll for their secondary trait, which is 3d6. You can have 2 separate secondary traits. And then if it's something they're not skilled in whatsoever, so let's say rock climbing, maybe you can make an argument that Scoutmasters would know something about rock climbing, but maybe not extreme rock climbing. At that point, you roll 2d6. If you are like absolutely outclassed, like if you are asked to do surgery, then maybe you roll 1d6 and we'll see what happens. Things will get exciting. Here's something fun for all of you, which is why we have our best friend, Sir David Percival, in the background. You can spend your Twitch points to help our players, or me, if you want. So the way that's going to work is if someone declares a help in advance, that includes me as well, I can roll an additional die for whatever trait that I'm rolling on. So it could be instead of, I'm rolling on my primary trait. So instead of rolling 4d6, this time I roll 5d6 and I take the highest 4. So the maximum would be 24. Likewise, if I'm rolling, I can take additional die as well, but I have to declare it in advance. So you can add helps to me, or you can add helps to any of the characters that you're about to meet. And that can help us throughout the game. Also, we're adding an additional really fun thing. The one thing that I was missing out on with Delta Green is a mental health component, where a lot of these horror games don't always involve like a sanity roll, but we're going to try to throw that in. So not only will all of these characters have, oh, hi, Screaming Dragon, and Kara Chapel, and all of our good friends. Anyway, not only will these characters have regular hit points, they will also have mental health hit points, and they can potentially lose those as they investigate what's going on. So we'll see what happens. It'll be very exciting. And that said, I think we're ready to meet our players. Eep. It's going to be fun. All right. Bringing out first our friend and investigative journalist, Sam Watts. Hello. You are muted.
You know, you would think that I would know how to work my own microphone. Hi, everybody. I am Sam Watts. You may know me from my podcast, Deeds of the Wicked. You can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere where you get your podcasts. And I'm coming out, just to let you guys know, I'm coming out with a new podcast. It's going to be called Wicked Historical, and it's going to be about like historically based true crime. So yeah, we're going to be going back in time a little bit, but it's still going to be the kind of the same format as my other podcast. So doing a lot of investigating, just like really getting into some interviews with, people who know things and, primary sources and, getting into the whole investigative journalism.
What is the most interesting thing you've investigated so far, especially on your Deeds of the Wicked podcast?
Deeds of the Wicked. Yeah, so I think there was a cold case murder that I was investigating with a former cold case detective. And those of you who know on the show, yeah, it was definitely very, very interesting because we were able to track down the murderer.
Ooh.
using familial DNA, which is going to be a very interesting thing to watch in the law enforcement true crime world, to see how many more murderers we can find through, like, all those, DNA sites and stuff. So it's that was definitely an interesting one to go on that journey into the mind of a cold case investigator. So yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Yay. So you will at some point end up in a nondescript coffee shop in the middle of New York City, where we will meet Jack Brown.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Oh boy. Jack, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little about yourself?
Hey, I'm Jack. I am a photojournalist, usually working independently. I've worked with a lot of major outfits. Agence France. I've worked with BBC. I've worked with The Guardian, New York Times also, but I'm not above taking on some work with smaller people. I've done some still photography for some film shoots, and I just did my first YouTube video.
Ooh.
Yeah. You take the gigs where you can take them.
Is there a favorite gig that you've been involved with so far?
Ah, goodness. Yeah. I got to shoot the Olympics in Paris.
Ooh.
That was fantastic. That one was great. I mean, like, between beach volleyball right underneath the Eiffel Tower. I have I usually don't take pictures of myself, but I do have a selfie of me with, rather a picture of me with my camera in the Eiffel Tower right behind me, shooting beach volleyball. So that was great. But also I did some work in the Congo, in Sierra Leone, basically going through the illegal guerrilla. The illegal guerrilla trade of people capturing gorillas and for various zoos, and also just killing them, unfortunately. So yeah.
That must have been heartbreaking. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It was. It's really good. Thank you.
Yeah. And you too end up in a nondescript coffee shop where you will, in a moment, meet Sam Watts, and also another friend, Sheila, the behavioral animal psychologist, who is also muted.
G'day, mates. It's me, Sheila. Sheila Irwin, no relation. These folks said that they could use a little bit of a guide out in the woods, and so I've got some experience. And I did a bit of park ranging out there, and so I'll see if I can get them home safely.
What is your favorite animal that you've encountered in the wild?
Oh, well, there's nothing like the fauna of home. So, back home you can run into wombats and dingoes and koalas, of course. But there's nothing that gets blood stirring quite as well as coming across something that might eat you if it gets a chance.
Indeed.
There are some great murders in Australia.
Yes, there are.
Some of the best ones, especially all the Aborigines.
Oh God.
Yeah. You have any of those drop bears coming at you?
Oh. Well, if you know what you're looking for, then you can get around that pretty easily.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
What was that?
I'm loving this already. So again, all three of you sort of end up in a nondescript coffee shop in New York City, in regular Manhattan. Maybe
it's
like
actually where I got this hat. Yeah.
Oh, it's the coffee hat. Yes.
Yeah.
I always bring my own drinks with me, so.
And you are beginning to make some awkward conversation when a gentleman in a pressed gray suit, who clearly stands out, oddly enough, stands out by how mundane he looks. He's in his mid-40s, grayish tinted hair, about 5'10", 5'11", nice shoes, but not a make that you could necessarily figure out. And he comes over to speak with all of you very directly. Says, "Oh, good. I'm glad you're all here.
Hey, who's this bloke?
My name is Gordon Pym. I am here to represent SAVE, that is the Society for the Silver Way. I believe that we may or may not have been in contact with all of you in the past. That is up to you whether or not you want to share that information with your colleagues. But know that we've been keeping track of you, and we could use your help. So here's our situation. We know that there are some interesting events that have happened in southern Pennsylvania that we need some really qualified folks to investigate, and to investigate quietly. We really don't want to frighten the locals, as were. And we are very excited to figure out exactly what's going on. I have a contact down there that I can certainly get you in touch with. But I'm sure you will understand the gravity of the situation once I forward you this small article that was featured in the York Daily Record, which I have now included in
of the situation.
the private chat.
The drop vest. Gravity.
Can Gordon Pym say yeet for me? Oh my God.
All right. I'm loading it up. Give me a second. I'm a bit behind the times.
I'll read it out loud for you for the moment. But you can reference it later as needs be. It is in our private chat.
Reading
but essentially,
American English is always a little difficult.
Terrence Curry, 25, of Hallam, was found dead this morning of apparent spontaneous combustion. Firefighters called to the scene found no viable flame source near Terrence, and he was not a smoker nor in poor health, relatives say. The fire marshal is continuing the investigation, but this marks the second such death in the month due to unexplained fire.
Well, that's a little odd.
But not uncommon.
Yeah, I mean, it happens quite a bit.
You would be surprised at how often that you find bodies that seem to have been spontaneously combusted, but then there's usually a source of some kind. But yeah, there are a couple of truly wacky cases of spontaneous combustion that I know of. So,
most of the ones that I've investigated turned out to have been a gender reveal party. So,
Name one.
That happens.
Well, it was just a few weeks ago.
No, not you. Not you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you podcaster lady.
Oh.
Yeah, there was the case of Terrence Pendleton. I believe it was somewhere, I want to say in Florida. I want to say Sarasota, Florida, where he was found in his
relation to
recliner. All that was left of him were his feet from about mid-calf down. The rest of him was basically a charred husk of a human body. I believe that they found that there was electrical problems behind his chair. It was just the manner at which his body burned was very interesting because the chair itself was untouched.
That is.
So it was just an odd case. But yeah.
Gordon interrupts you briefly. Yes, quite. So we are hoping to send the three of you to investigate in southern York County, I believe, in Pennsylvania. And the fact that there are two incidences that have now occurred within the last several weeks is very concerning. Your contact down there is named, oh gosh, now of course I forgot to put up a name. Elizabeth Rodriguez, no relation to anyone local. And she has been a resident for a long time, and she will be able to give you a rundown of the local folklore and some potential possibilities as to what things are going on. We do fear that Elizabeth herself might be in danger. We don't have very many contacts within the Wiccan community, and we are a little bit concerned that these incidents may be targeting people of a, for lack of a better term, of a witchy bend.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The people they are targeting are Wiccan, you said?
Not necessarily. It's more,
Generic witchiness.
I guess we would call it a folk magic tradition, which is very popular in the area in York as well as in Lancaster County, especially among the Mennonite communities and Amish and Danner. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Several other Lutheranisms throughout the area. There are many practitioners of folk magic in that area. And we are a little bit concerned that these most recent deaths may be related to that. While Terrence Curry wasn't necessarily known as a local practitioner, he does come from a line of local practitioners.
So is this some Agatha all along stuff going on here?
I wouldn't necessarily put it that way, but I appreciate your pop culture reference.
Oh, yeah. I try to keep up.
I might need you to tell me the Cliff Notes version later.
Oh yeah, it's really fantastic. You got to watch it. It's on one of the streamers. Yeah.
All right. Not a lot of signal where I spend most of my time. So
yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
Sheila, I think that you in particular will be very crucial to this mission in that these areas tend to be slightly remote, whether due to large farming communities without access to electricity, as in the Amish community, or many areas where hunting and fishing are prevalent. So there's a lot of wooded areas, certainly a lot of animals out in that area that might be important. Sam, obviously, you have a lot of expertise when it comes to investigating any kind of crime, and we would definitely appreciate your expertise. Jack, you have a way with capturing live photos that is very impressive, and you have a lot of other impressive things listed on your resume that seem to make you an ideal candidate for this situation. I hope that all of you will be well taken care of.
Well, thank you.
You are welcome to... I have this envelope for you, and he hands you an envelope that has like directions to a hotel in York City and some minor petty cash, like maybe $300. It's not going to get you very far, but at least it's something. And the name, Elizabeth Rodriguez, and an address.
All right. Well, no time's a waste.
Yes, and again, due to the weather that's coming in through Pennsylvania, proceed with caution. And then he casually walks into a bathroom door and shuts it behind him and disappears.
Guess he really had to go.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Well,
Right. So,
Well, I guess that's
who has a car?
Yeah, this party started.
All right. Stick shift.
Anybody have a vehicle?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
I didn't pack one in my bag.
Yeah. I thought you said you had a car. I'm sorry. I was saying
I
stick
might.
shift.
Maybe.
Do you drive stick, Sheila?
Of course I do. Land
Yeah.
on my dad's old little red truck.
Fantastic. Do you want to take the wheel of my lovely little Ford Escort here?
Yay!
Chocolates.
Yeah.
Does Sam know how to drive stick?
What was that?
Does Sam know how to drive stick?
Yes, technically.
I love this. Great.
You remember
And
from
you
Drive
leave
to
it to
Zed.
me.
Yeah.
I'm a right safe driver. I got a whole mess of crocodiles from one end of the states to the other. So
All right. That's fantastic. Just don't hit anybody on the way out of the city, and wake me up when we get to the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
busting lad, isn't he? All right.
I love this.
I'm assuming that I am navigating.
Probably, yeah. Although it is very
The GPS on your phone that you just plug in. It's fine.
probably the most difficult part is just getting out of New York City itself. And funny, I kind of want Sheila to try to roll driving a stick shift just because it's yes. Brilliant.
Would you look at this beauty? This is Marcy.
Love it.
All right, Marcy goes with me everywhere I go. So
Is Marcy a live snake or is Marcy representative of a stuffed toy?
no, Marcy is absolutely alive and hides underneath my handkerchief.
Oh, because Long Arm McGee said that. There's a monitor lizard. I was saying snake, but Joanna.
Closest I've got, y'all.
It's wonderful. Okay, so
All right.
Sheila, for
Roll
our
the drive,
oddly first roll of the night, I would need you to roll being able to drive a stick shift. Now, your primary trait is animal behavior psychologist. Then you have scuba diver, and then martial artist. Can you justify to me any of those traits that would allow you to drive stick shift in cold weather in the Northeast?
Right. Well, I've got a lot of experience in animal transport, so that's something I've spent many long hours on the road, taking animals that are being transferred from zoo to zoo, or from a facility like a healthcare facility, because exotic animal healthcare facilities, there aren't that many scattered throughout the nation, so you sometimes got to travel a good long way. So
If I may as well. Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I find that in other countries, they tend to drive manual more than in America, especially
lot
in
more.
places like Australia and Great Britain, New Zealand. Just throwing that out there as well.
right.
No,
As long
no,
as
and
I
that's
remember to drive on the correct side of the road.
yeah, that's going to be the real fun part. Okay, I will let you roll 3d6. So roll 3d6 and tell me what you get, and we will see how things go.
All right, Royal
Australian.
3. That's a bloody 16. It is.
Ooh, wonderful. Then
It's the
yes.
smoothest ride, but we go so fast.
No traffic.
Put it
on
into
the
fifth.
channel.
Put it into fifth.
Oh,
Take it
yeah.
out of third. Put it into fifth.
Don't tell me what to do.
So you guys are
It's
just
my car.
zooming down 95 at first, and then eventually get to 83 and start going, yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. Yes, Sam.
While we're going down, I'm just like on my phone.
Yeah.
Doing as much research about the municipality where we're going, York County, basically any kind of like website or lore or any kind of just like information that I can gather. What would be available on a cursory Google search, just kind of like getting my feelers out there, seeing, and I want to know if I find anything that I think is a lead that could potentially just be like, ooh, that's a connection that I can make. That should, beyond talking to Miss Rodriguez, something that is sparking a connection.
Okay.
That I could follow up with.
Then I would say roll your investigative journalist. So that's 4. And see where you get.
I also rolled a 16.
Ooh, very nice. York County is at the bottom of Pennsylvania. It's very close to Maryland, so a lot of people that work in Maryland, Baltimore, etc., will use it as sort of a jumping off point because it's much cheaper. It also is much cheaper than its neighbor to the I can't remember, west, east. Lancaster. Lancaster is very close to it. It's bordered.
It's west of Lancaster.
Thank you, West. It is its primary trade is like Harley Davidson's. There's a really large Harley Davidson plant.
Okay.
There's also a really old, well-known barbell factory that is also in York County.
Okay.
It is I wouldn't call it bucolic. There's a lot of farmland. And there's a lot of obviously being neighbors to Lancaster, there are some Amish communities that have reached out to that area, certainly Mennonite. A lot of German immigrants and German folklore is very big in the area. Also, oddly enough, chicken corn soup. That seems to come up in a lot of your searches unintentionally.
A lot of junk food comes from York County as well.
Oh yeah, hers. The hers factory is out there too.
You got hers, you got Utz's, you got Snyder's of Hanover and
I
Snyder's
love
of Berlin.
Mhm.
So you got all of that.
Cool. Is there anything that I can see that would connect a cult, or not a cult, but like anything that would connect to our poor Mr. Curry?
Curry is a relatively common name, especially in this area. It's a long-term sort of German name. There is definitively a folk tradition of what they call, okay, I'm going to call it Braucherie. Braucherie, yeah.
Yep.
They have also been called powwowers, but that is stolen from the Algonquin back in the 1800s. So the it is a common folk magic happens and is very, very in tune with the Christianity of the area. It is tends to be a very Christian area. There's a couple of Catholic churches, but tends to be a very Christian Lutheran area, and it fits right in with those ideas.
Cool. Okay.
We'll go there for now. All right. Jack, are you just sleeping?
No. I pulled my hat down over my eyes, and then I brought my phone up, and I just started reaching out to any contacts I have in York or Lancaster County, like at the York Daily Dispatch or Penn Live, the Harrisburg Patriot News, and a small office of the New York Times that is down there in the Patriot News building, and then also to the various TV stations and radio stations, WTAE. I'm sorry, WTAE is Pittsburgh. WHTM, WHP, all of them. Of just saying, okay, cool. What do you know right now?
Sure.
And then a couple of my friends who are also not in the media. Have you heard anything?
Yeah. I would say roll your photojournalist.
Rolling photojournalism.
Of course, I can't remember her flipping name.
Okay. I did not get a 16.
What did you get?
15.
I got a
15.
All right.
Beautiful.
I just thought that was very funny.
I gotta find her. Okay. Pardons for a moment. Gail. There we go. Thank you. Because now I can use actual contacts. You get in touch with Gail Eubank, who is a reporter for the York Dispatch. Oh, yeah. And Gettysburg, yes, is also relatively close by. Thank you. Correct, Sir David Percival. Probably about 45 minutes outside, maybe like an hour. So Gail Eubank is able to get back in touch with you and just send you some basic information. So there are two people who have been, for lack of a better term, immolated in the last couple of days. Terrence Curry was the one that you are aware of. And then there's another one named Will Hess.
Are you sharing any of this with this friend?
Yeah, I'm
Mike.
sharing all of this. I'm sharing all of this with you right now.
Oh, you really make your kips work for you, don't you?
I'm sorry.
You really make your kips work when you take a nap. You're not just napping, eh?
No. I hardly ever nap. It's more of I think I pull my hat down over my eyes. It helps me think, and just
A working
finding
snooze.
out. Yeah, and then I'll rest when I'm dead.
Not bad for a yank.
I'm loving this. Yeah, William Hess was 32 of East York. You will find out that there is an East York, there's a West York, there's a York City. They're all over the place. There's a Southern York County. They basically just have directions. It's sad.
What did you say his name was? I'm sorry.
Will Hess. William Hess. Hess. Oh, I love this as well. Jack doesn't nap. He waits.
You lying.
That's how you get it. That's how you get a great shot of a gorilla.
So Will Hess was 32 of East York. It sounds almost identical to what you know about Terrence Curry. The guy was in relatively good health. He was alone at the time. He was recently divorced. So both men were in their early middle age, alone at the time. Terrence was not known to have a partner. But yeah, Will was recently divorced. And he also was basically immolated in his living room. And Gail does not have access to any of the crime scene photos, but she's sure if you know who to reach out to, that maybe you could get them yourself.
All right. Thank you so much, Gail.
Who's a good snake?
Thank you, Gail.
I'm sorry, Sheila. Is that snake real?
Well, yeah. Yeah, put your hand out.
No, I don't have to.
I will.
It's just a constrictor.
No,
So
I'm good.
If she gets a little tight on you, then all you got to do is just sort of coax her back apart. But she gives a great neck massage up until it gets a little bit too tight.
Yeah. I don't need to be strangled.
I have
Beautiful.
somehow pictured that like the snake is also helping with the stick shift, like has like its tail wrapped around the stick shift to help you.
No, die. Yeah, fair income.
That's
Do
why
you
you're
feed
so
it,
good
like-
at driving, because the snake is driving. That's what's
All
happening.
right, I've got a prehensile tail helping right here. She's pretty stoked to be part of the adventure.
Your emotional support snake.
Emotional.
Everyone needs one. I highly recommend them.
Writing that one down. Emotional support snake.
Something about the constriction just feels really comforting when you're feeling all alone in the world.
Sure.
It's like your
Yeah.
own terrifying
I can
weighted
see that.
blanket.
Yeah.
You see how little kitten already wants us to royal sanity?
The radio goes haywire, but it's just the snake trying to find a channel to listen to.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, a bit further. Let's see if we can find NPR.
There is definitely NPR. That's in like the
Oh yeah. NPR 89.5 once
Yes.
you get into the central Pennsylvania area.
You're not allowed to use your personal knowledge, damn it.
I think I am. It's called verisimilitude.
This is my show. All right. Yeah, so you guys are able to make your way out of New York. It is still winter, so I mean, once you hit like 5 o'clock, it starts to get dark. So you are easily able to get to what hotel is in the middle of York now that still operates? I don't know.
What do you say, Jack? Do you know what hotel we're going to?
Well, there
I'm
is.
trying to think of a particular one.
Well, there is the convention center right there that has. I think
Yes.
it's attached to a Hilton.
There's a
I'm
Wyndham
really trying
Garden, York.
I'm really trying to not look things up right now.
Oh, where's the one that's really close to the mall? Now I have to remember that.
Oh, can we go to the Four Seasons? I need some
No, we cannot go to the
landscaping
Four
tools.
Seasons.
No, but they
But
booked
we
you a
can go
room.
to the
I'm just trying to
But we
find.
can go to the Sheridan. All right.
Oh,
The Sheridan?
there was a
Okay.
joke there.
We
There
can
was
go
a
to the
joke
Sheridan.
there. I
You
said
want to
we
be in the
were-
Sheridan?
Yeah.
Okay, you can be. Yes, you know what? Sure,
can go to
you
the
be in
Sheraton, yeah.
Sheraton. You're in the
Yeah.
Sheraton in York.
Which
said,
I think is actually the one attached to the convention center now.
I think you're right. Actually, yeah, I think that's where I had my prom.
I went to many a Comic-Con there.
Great. So, yes, you end up in the Sheraton in York. Now, you will notice as you come through this town.
Wait, real quick, what month is it? For us?
It's like now. It's assuming it's January of last year.
Oh,
So
okay, good. We're not having to fight with space for the ZenkaCon kids. All right, good.
No.
But,
Oh yeah, ZenkaCon. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question. Yes.
Anyone see what Long Arms has put up? Climate change is taking its toll. It's the 2 seasons now. Oof.
If I am recalling correctly, last year it wasn't super crazy cold, but it definitely was cold in January of last year.
Yeah.
So
like
yeah,
1 week. Like cold.
Yeah, you were able to make it to the York Sheraton, which is attached to the convention center. You are basically not in the dead center of York, but like in a relatively middle of this town. It's not, I want to be kind. It's not necessarily pretty. Like there really is a train track that goes through part of the town, and the opposite side of the tracks look really run down. A lot of these houses were clearly built in like the 1910s, 1920s, but they haven't been maintained super well. Think like outlying neighborhoods of parts of Philadelphia. Like it's not bad. And none of these buildings are very tall either, like maybe 4 or 5 stories at most. So for being a downtown, it's a short downtown, especially for those of you who have been in New York City. It seems sort of odd to come from a place where all of the buildings are skyscrapers and then all of the buildings here are only 4 stories tall at best. Mostly a lot of old houses, a lot of wrought iron gates, a lot of, those like fancy filigree iron railings that are out in front of super old houses they look like they should be pillars, but they're not, that are holding up the roof in the front. I don't know if I'm describing that correctly, but I can show you pictures. Anyway, it's not the nicest town in the world, but it's not a bad town. And were it not for it being relatively cold, probably in the 30s, you would probably feel comfortable walking around in the early evening, but maybe not after 10 p.m.
Okay. What time do we get there?
I would say you get there probably around like 7-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would have left in the afternoon and then accounting for New York traffic and also accounting for York traffic, there is a lot of traffic that goes through York and Lancaster counties because it is connected through from like New York City and Harrisburg through to Baltimore at the bottom. So there's a lot of trucks specifically that go through that area.
Cute. So is Miss Rodriguez expecting us?
There is a phone number that is available for her and an address.
Okay.
There's nothing listed as an appointment, but you can certainly try to reach out to her and see if she's available.
Yeah, I'll call her.
Okay.
Call her up.
All
You're
right.
gonna call her? Really?
Yeah.
You're not just gonna send a text? People hate answering the phones now.
Maybe she'll meet us for some tea.
I find that when you're like first meeting someone, it is better to call them than to text them, because texting to me has like an air of either scammy or familiarity.
Well,
That's
you
just
could,
what I
but you could
found.
also just simply say, "Hi, is this a good time to call you? We're from so and so, etc." Like,
I'm just gonna
Man,
call
you're
her.
all,
Him sent
you're all
us.
caught up in your own thing, aren't you?
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just find a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like to answer the phone.
Okay.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna call her.
you do. No, you do it. You do it.
I'm
It's
doing
fine.
it. I'm calling her.
Oh, okay, fine. You just do your thing. That's fine. All right.
Yeah, you call and it does eventually ring through to voicemail. It doesn't immediately go to voicemail, but it's like 6 rings and then it goes to voicemail.
Okay. I say, Hi, Ms. Rodriguez. This is Sam Watts. We were given your contact information by Mr. Gordon Pym. Just give me a call back when you can. I would love to, me and my colleagues would like to find a time where we can meet. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Nicely
That
done.
was real professional sounding.
Thank you. It's my job.
Well done. I don't know if I could do something like that. I mean, I can make a phone call, but well, the thing that you do, I don't know if I got enough to say. It would be interesting.
She says with a snake around her.
Is the Sheridan pet friendly?
She
I don't know
says
that it is,
anyway.
but I don't. Yeah, I wonder if Sheila, being like a animal behavioralist, could potentially just train the snake to not do it.
All right, and some snakes seem larger than they are, so she fits under my shirt just fine.
Yeah, like they've also seen all sorts of weird crap here.
Right,
with
she was
the-
recovering
sure.
from
Zenticon.
snake pneumonia, so she needs my body heat to regain her health, and plus I think she's about to shed.
Same.
No, I don't need that.
All right, let's find something, a singer or something, get
Yeah.
a little, get us a nip.
Yeah, I'm down.
I mean,
Does.
heck, I go to a Macca's here if there is one. A Macca's, McDonald's.
Oh yeah, there are definitely a lot of
Yeah, like
I promise you, there's a
there,
lot.
there, Queen Street, McDonald's, King Street, McDonald's,
But maybe
Is there
there's
maybe
something
a
else.
pub or something?
Emmaus
I was
Street,
trying to look up to
McDonald's.
see if Sheraton, if the Sheraton had a bar within it. If not, I can tell you that there is definitely an all-night diner that is available
Around the clock.
Yeah, around the clock. It is a local hotspot
Yeah.
where I definitely went to when I was a child and I was doing theater. So chances are on a Wednesday night, you probably won't encounter any of the weird theater kids that are coming out of all the theater rehearsals. But you may encounter some truckers and you may encounter some other random folks. And if I remember correctly, there is still a cigarette vending machine in the front as you walk in. You can't smoke inside the restaurant, but you can buy cigarettes inside of the door.
This is the type of classy place that you Americans are known for.
Love a diner.
Yeah.
Love a greasy spoon.
It does have
you gotta-
excellent food, truly.
You got it. You gotta get. If you're in for if you're in the mood for breakfast, get them get their Western omelet. If you're in the mood for a nice dinner, get their spaghetti with meatballs. Oh my God, it's all.
You gotta love a brekkie for tea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Also, the Greek platter is just absolutely great.
Really good salads.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
It's not just iceberg.
I swear to God, I'm not doing this game just for nostalgia purposes. Like, it's just not anything to do with this. But
London Fog is like okay, is both staring at us in West Coast and is like, so there's so many location-based in-jokes during this campaign, huh? Honest to God, not trying.
Yeah. We just happen to know a lot about the area because we've lived there a very long time.
Yeah.
Art imitates life.
Yeah. And it's like, they really. It's like you're watching The Office. They make a lot of jokes about Scranton or one-liners about Scranton, which are very accurate. But then all of the locations they go to, none of them are Scranton.
No.
Not even one. Not even the Burlington Coat Factory.
Did you know that all of the footage in the opening credits was just what was it, John Krasinski when he got the part, he went and like filmed in Scranton
with his friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they used that footage in the opening
on his little 35 millimeter digital camera that he had.
That is so funny.
Anyway, I'm getting the Greek platter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
All right, I'll get some of them Eggos.
The waitress is very confused when you answer that way, but
Eggos like 2 over medium.
Oh, you don't mean Eggo waffles. You mean Eggs. Okay. Yes, we can do that.
Right.
Yes.
With but I mean, waffle sounds good too. So yeah, and a bit of bakey,
Bacon.
right?
Bacon. Yes, we have bacon.
Wait.
It's sourced locally.
Nice and
Question: do
crispy.
you have streaky bacon? Do you mean streaky bacon, or do you mean like ham?
Oh no, actually like
right.
streaky bacon. Oh, you mean
Oh,
asking.
I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Actually, I'm interested in whatever y'all call ham. So thank you.
Okay. So
Fair
you
income.
want eggs, and how would you like your eggs?
Over medium.
Over medium. Okay, over medium eggs and ham, which is not bacon, and waffle.
Yeah, in the sense you said it, sounds pretty banger.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Just let me know if you need anything else. They have like amazing amounts of coffee as well.
I'll have SOS and just bring the whole huddle of coffee over here.
Oh, sure. We got
Yeah,
that.
thanks.
No scrapple or pork roll. Yes, brilliant.
We're not doing a pork roll here.
Oddly enough, the town is abuzz not only with the news of another person who has been spontaneously combusted, but also a lot of them are like kind of begrudgingly excited about the Eagles potentially going to the Super Bowl. They're getting close. We don't know if they're actually going to make it all the way there, but they're potentially excited. They may be sorely disappointed, but a lot of them, surprisingly, in spite of talking about the Eagles, have Pittsburgh jerseys on.
Yeah.
Interesting time.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Clearly, some of them are disappointed Penn State fans.
Oh, really trying to fight the urge to say we are in here right now.
This year they did great. Last year not so well.
No.
Anyway, so there are people that are talking about this. It's not like it's a secret. Kind of just mumbling about it. Sam, with your general photojournalist knowledge, none of this sounds like accredited sources to you. They're all just scuttlebutt making stuff up as they go along.
Yeah.
Just the way that, people do.
You gonna record any of this for your you gonna ask any of them to record anything for your podcast?
Oh, I'm already doing B. We're doing background right now. I've had my recorder on the whole time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, author of Dread, I
need to put my gloom. I guess I can't be gloom master, although I'm using his system.
Mistress, gloom mistress.
Yes. There we go.
There you go.
Fixed.
So Blue Mistress, I'm just surreptitiously taking some photos of people in the diner.
Okay.
So I can
with your cell phone?
Yeah, just with my cell phone. Just like I have both a game on it, and I toggle quick over to the camera, snap a picture, toggle back to the game, click.
Pretending he's doing it for Instagram.
I would like to kind of look up law enforcement.
Okay.
I generally have good rapport with people who investigate this kind of crime. And I just want to see if there's, I don't know, any connection, or if I recognize anybody, or if it's just going to kind of be a, hey, I am doing a thing. Will you help me?
Sure, it's easy enough for you to find information about Northern Regional is the local law enforcement in that area. There are York City police, but even then, most of the area is your Northern Regional. And they police both York County at large and parts of Adams County going into Gettysburg and parts of Lancaster County going into Lancaster City. But yeah, they have a wide jurisdiction versus, you know, other places where it's just one city. Yeah, so you can easily get information about them. I would like you to roll photojournalist to see, or not photojournalist, investigative journalist, to see if you can get a warm contact with somebody who's knows anything about the case.
Okay.
All
That would be a
right.
solid 13.
You have a connection with someone who could probably get you the crime scene photos, but they won't necessarily be able to get you into the crime scene itself. So that's going to be the trickier part, is if you wanted to actually go to where Terrence Curry in Hallam has passed away, you wouldn't necessarily be able to get onto the property. But yes, this contact would be able to, this contact who chooses to remain anonymous, so I don't have to come up with another name, would be able to get you at least the crime scene photos. But you need to get them a secure server to be able to send them to.
This person I text.
Okay.
So I'm texting.
Okay. You can probably signal text them so that their stuff isn't necessarily like straight through. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It probably takes like 20 minutes of convincing, but you are a very convincing person. And they will send you some crime scene photos, which we will deal with in a minute. While we are all hanging out and Sheila gets a very complicated breakfast for dinner. Sheila, do you have anything that you want to be investigating? Is your snake helping you on the phone? Do you have the snake with you? I don't think that they would let you bring a snake into the restaurant.
It's hidden under my shirt.
Just every once in a while, this like face comes like, no.
Just a little bit, and we just tuck her back in, and I just I got a bit of extra bosom under my shirt. But no, I'm relaxing because most of what I've been wanting to see more of is if we go out into the bush, and if that tends to be the stuff I'm most concerned about. So, but yeah, I'm listening in on these conversations and percolating.
Excellent. Yeah. You're not picking up anything in particular, and yeah, your snake is kind of ticklish. So like every once in a while, you're like, everything's fine. All right. Sam
I
Watts.
dip a tail in some water though to help soften up her skin.
Oh, that's very kind. The Sheraton provides some very nice lotions that you are welcome to use on your snake as well. This is just going to be the game about the snake. It's great.
I need some nice lotions for my snake.
That's great to say it in an Australian accent. Lotion for my snake.
Lotion for my snake.
All right, Sam. Yes. You now have a copies of basically a file. It's like I won't say like a JPEG file. It's a zip file that you have to open on your phone in order to see these photos. The contact has warned you that they will be graphic.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take a look, do the thing, boop, bop, boop, 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 boop.
All right. Is anyone else taking a look?
Oh, I want to know. I'll see what you have there.
I didn't let them know that I have this yet.
Oh,
that's fair.
Ooh, so it's just Sam.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm not going to do the full description yet, but Sam.
Then I will. I take a good look at them. I'm getting in there. I'm like in my phone, like looking at it, fascinated, the whole thing. And then I think, yes, I am like, I share with the class. Yes. After I get in there first with my little.
Take it all in.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Friends, what you see is very disturbing. Much like what Sam had talked about previously with the well-documented immolations that have occurred in the past. There is not much left of this person. There is some charred remains of some sneakers, which clearly still have the stumps of feet inside of them. There is an arm off to one side that still has a remote control in it. The remote control is not damaged from what you can tell whatsoever. The chair that they were sitting in was a like hand-me-down sort of lazy boy chair. It's one of that brown color, and it's relatively as pristine as one of those things can be. For something that they probably inherited in the 90s. It's just bizarre how odd that only really the body itself seems to have just immolated into absolutely nothing. And I would like all of you to roll for sanity. So what I've calculated is, actually, this is going to be funny. I think Jack has 18. You can always justify something different for me.
Right.
I think Sheila probably also has 18 because you don't really have any strong mental health things. And originally, Sam, I was going to go with 18 for you, but I'm actually going to go you to 24 for reasons.
Oh.
All right.
So roll to see if you receive mental health damage from this horrifying scene. Unredacted photos of a crime scene.
What are we rolling on this?
Ooh, I would say everyone roll. Okay, Jack rolls 3, Sheila rolls 3, Sam rolls 4.
And where are our helps at right now?
Oh, good question. Boop.
Thanks.
Sam is at 1, Jack is at 3.
I'm going to use a help.
You're going to use a help. Okay.
I rolled before I knew I had a help, so it's fine.
I'll go ahead and use the help too.
Okay.
So that means roll a 4, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
roll 4 and you take the
top
highest 3.
All right, I got a 15.
All right. I got 14.
I got a 20.
Ooh, beautiful. All right. Sam, this is really nothing new for you. And it is no surprise that when you first looked at the photos before showing them to anybody else, you look at these kinds of photos for fun on your days off. Yeah. So it's really graphic, but nothing you haven't seen before. Jack, similarly, you have also seen very graphic things. You've taken pictures of really graphic things in the past, and it's sort of disgusting, but it's nothing that really bothers you. And likewise, Sheila, you have seen some people mauled by animals in the past, and it's not pretty, but you can handle it. You have a strong stomach.
This is actually a little less bad than some things I've seen. So,
yep. Yeah. Now that you have experienced the photos firsthand, if you want to investigate them, these are high quality, actual crime scene photos that are, there's many of them. There's at least 100. If you guys want to take the time to investigate them further, you may feel free to do so, and I would have you roll for that.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam, what are you trying to look for specifically?
I think that I am trying to look for definitely like I want to kind of look in the background to see if there are any like sources of the fire. I want to see if there are, I want to just basically I want to take in as much information as possible. I want to basically study almost line by line. I want details. I want to notice every possible thing that I could possibly notice in these crime scene photos. Period. Okay. I want to take it all in and just lock it in.
Okay. That in that case, then I would have you roll for your eidetic memory, which is 3 dice, to see how hardcore you can actually get the details of everything that you can recall later.
Yeah. Okay. 3 to 6. That's a solid 15.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super solid. Yeah, you're able to if you needed to, you could recall all of the books behind the shelf. You could recall exactly where the door is in the room in relation to the body. You could estimate what size shoe the guy was wearing just based on other context clues within the room itself. You are really, really well versed now in these pictures, and you have them committed to memory.
Cool.
All right, Jack, what would you like to do?
I'm looking at this, just kind of like taking over the whole thing, and just other than not really looking for a source of the fire, because we are going on the supposition that he was self-combusted, but spontaneously combusted, rather. Excuse me. But other than the smoldering remains of a corpse there, if anything seems off, out of place.
Okay. I think I would let you roll 3d6 for that because of your other traits.
All right.
One of which I'm not telling you about.
All right. I got a 13 on that.
It doesn't seem like anything is out of place in the traditional sense. It doesn't seem like nothing was ransacked. There aren't any signs of a struggle. No one broke in.
Yeah. Just anything seeming like, other than, spontaneous combustion, wrong.
You wouldn't necessarily characterize it as wrong, but on the bookshelf behind the chair, this lazy boy chair, there are what you would normally find in a white guy's house. There are a number of books about the World War II. There are a number of books about ships for no reason. But then there are also a number of books about like green witchcraft, powwowers, local legends and folklore. Weird Pennsylvania is one of the books that's on behind you, which you would probably see standing out right away because it's got a big red cover.
Yeah.
So that seems a little odd compared to the general knowledge you have about this area and the people who live in it.
All right.
That's weird.
Thank you, London. We appreciate you.
Yeah. No, so yeah, it's like, are you a World War? Is he a World War II dad? Is he a Rome dad? Is he a Civil War dad? He's got to pick.
Egyptology and dragonology and
no, then you're bisexual. That's different.
Well, no, that's gonna be millennials and Gen Zs after. I mean, if he's Gen X and older, that's like once you turned 40, it's like that's where you are. My dad went World War II and Civil War both. He played both.
He definitely has a shelf of Civil War books. He's definitely got like a picture of himself up there in Gettysburg.
Well, like if you're living in South Central Pennsylvania, you have to.
All right, Sheila, you are looking at these pictures as well. Again, 100 photos. What are you trying to get out of these photos?
Well, what I'd like to glean is if I can tell anything about the victim and where he likes to spend his time. Like, is there a clue on his trainers to indicate what sort of substrate he tends to walk on, or if he's got any animals in his life, or that sort of thing? Has he been out and about? Is he more of a city guy? That sort of thing. So what can I pick up?
I will let you roll animal behavior psychologist because you're looking specific signs about animals and people who interact with them on a regular basis.
Lovely. Is that going to be a 4 for me?
That's 4, yeah.
I love it. All right. All right, that's a 14 again.
Okay. With that, you can see more things that would be indicative of white guys living in York County. Yeah, there are some there's pictures of him in some kind of uniform at Gettysburg standing next to a really big cannon. So clearly he's outside quite a bit. The sneakers are old, sort of rundown, run-of-the-mill, like white sneakers you'd probably find maybe in Walmart. So there's nothing special about them. There are other photos and some memorabilia in the background of some hunting trips that he's clearly taken, probably deer hunting, maybe some squirrel hunting as well. That tends to be a little bit more popular, especially in the winter in this area. But it doesn't, there's no indication that he owns a dog. There's no indication that he, this house does not look to be indicative of a house that would be on farmland. It looks a little bit more like the kind of house you'd find in like just a prefab neighborhood that got thrown together pretty quickly.
All right. Fair income.
Yeah. And at any point, you guys can re-reference these photos, although I'm sure Sam doesn't have to. Anyway. They weren't New Balance sneakers? No.
You don't have to do the Encyclopedia Brown trick where you snap a picture. Anyone read those books? All right.
I did read those books, but yeah, no, I don't have to do the thing.
Yeah, there was the one where he knew the villain was the villain because they said that the job title was bookkeeper, but they weren't able to figure out a word in the spelling bee that had they had 3 sets of double letters in a row. It was an Encyclopedia Brown thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Not
a local reference for you, London.
Not actually a local reference.
Not a local reference at all.
Not a local reference. I mean,
just 80s
local
and 90s.
Jokes get local work. Thank you, Karen Kilgariff.
Elder millennial references.
Thank you.
Sam, yes, you have a question.
Yes. Have I received any? Has Ms. Rodriguez got me back?
Actually, yes, it does. She is calling you back right now. I'd hazard that it's about 10-ish p.m.
Okay.
And I need to share my screen. Hang on. Oop. Yay. I wish I could do this without the video. There is a way to do it without the video. I think I have to. It's a layout thing. Hang on. Yeah, cool. This is what you hear.
I put it on speaker.
Is that a
Does that
moose?
look like an animal to you?
Right. Yeah, that's I'm searching my animal behavior database.
So I have whenever I make phone calls, I have an app that records all of my phone calls.
Cool.
So I have that just for reference.
Yeah. As you're listening to the call, you can kind of hear like someone sort of breathing, like someone is breathing very fast.
Uh-huh.
Is this a phone call or a voicemail?
This is a phone call. This is a live phone call.
And I just say, am I speaking with Miss Rodriguez?
And she says, there's bears outside. There's bears. Come help me.
Can I confirm that that's what it sounds like to me?
Yes, it is black bears.
All right.
Okay. I think we should probably go help her.
Yeah, I've got my bear spray in my backpack.
That's
we
true.
have
My rucksack. And
do we
walking
have
my
her
shoulder.
address?
Yeah, it's
it was
already in
included
here.
with the
Okay.
previous information. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's only about, I mean, especially at this time of night, minus the fact that it's cold out. And the roads might be, you might have little icy patches here and there. It is not difficult to get to.
Okay.
It would probably take you about 20 minutes.
Hey,
All
at
right.
least it's a bear and not a man, am I right?
Keep her on the phone. Tell her run away.
Okay.
Yeah, stay on the phone. Let's hop back in, beauty.
All right,
Can you
give me the
get to
car.
somewhere safe? Can you get to somewhere where they can't get you?
You definitely hear, as it's going on, a lot of sort of clawing noises, rattling noises.
Are
The-
black bears? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask Sheila, are black bears this aggressive? I feel like they're not.
Typically a black bear it would eschew human contact as much as possible. It might be very hungry, but they're working this hard to try to get something that's alive and larger than it is, or at least the same size, is very rare.
Yeah, like you can easily scare off a black bear.
Okay.
Right, if you
All
know
right.
what to do, and if she lives in this area, you'd hope that she'd know what to do.
Okay.
So-
Do you have any advice for her at the moment, Sheila? Because I am a little lost on this one.
Well, where are you, love?
Mostly what you can hear now is still her breathing. So she's still definitely alive. She's obviously very terrified. And she seems to be whispering in a different language. It's not really a language that you can recognize. It sounds German, but it isn't. Sometimes it sounds almost a little Swedish. It's very strange. But she is just whispering, and for lack of a better term, it almost sounds like she's repeating herself over and over again in this strange language.
Interesting. Almost like a chant.
Yes, almost.
All right. So
All right.
let's just get there lickety splickety.
Yeah.
If it comes any closer, then just make yourself as big as possible and as loud as possible. Get some pots and pans and bang them on each other. If you have your bear spray handy, then that'd be helpful. All right.
Ooh, wait,
Oh, I
wait,
took
do it
the
again,
keys
do it
from
again,
you.
do it again. And we're getting that clip. Okay.
All right.
Shayla's on the case.
Yeah, I don't think I like you driving my car.
Yeah, you are able to get there relatively easily. It is somewhat isolated. Where she lives is sort of also in like a portion of Pelham. Of course, I might be getting but anyway. It's just off a major highway. So Route 30 goes through a lot of Pennsylvania. So you basically get off the highway and then it almost instantaneously turns into like farmland or like crisscrossy roads and woods and all kinds of stuff. And her house seems to be in the back of a wooded area. It's sort of isolated, but you are able to get up her driveway, even with the sort of frosty patches on the road. You're able to get up her driveway pretty easily. And what you see when you arrive are two large black bears that are pushing at the house. They're not necessarily clawing at the house, but they are definitely almost like pushing it over with their shoulders, kind of. But they are very keen to looks like very keen to get inside. Oh, and then
Anybody
this.
have a fire?
Well, I've got the spray. All right. Here, Sam, you stay push on the car horn.
Okay.
And I'll let's see. I've got my cooking pot in my rucksack, and all right. Can you stay here, Jack, and make some noise with this cooking pot and the ladle? Bang these together.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I've got my bear spray, and I'm gonna come at them, and we're gonna see if we can flush them away. All right.
All right. Yeah.
All right. And now, and if you can, hold slap them together over your head so that you look bigger. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
All right.
All right. Just keep slamming on the horn at intervals, like let up and then slam it again. All right.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. Let's do this.
Sheila, what are you doing?
I got my bear spray, and I'm waving my hands big, and I'm shouting aggressively.
Okay. Jack, you are banging pots together.
I'm a pot and a ladle that she gave me. Yeah.
Okay, and you're
Above my
outside of
head.
the car.
Yes.
Okay, Sam, what are you doing?
I'm in the car honking the horn at random intervals.
Okay, great. Sheila, without even having to roll for this right now, all of you are making a lot of noise. They don't seem to be paying attention. They don't seem to care, which is very unusual for bears.
Yep,
especially black bears. That's normally you would expect them to get scared off very quickly, especially being surrounded by, a car with loud noises and loud, pots and pans banging together, the horn honking.
That's when, all right, I'll use my bear spray on the one that's closest.
All right. So now I need to figure out how to do combat because we're going into combat with bears.
Yes.
Sweet. Now, if I remember correctly, was it based off of hit points or was it just everyone rolls to do combat? That's one thing I had forgotten to ask.
There is initiative that we roll. And that's based off of your most physical attribute.
Yes, your most physical attribute. So I would say Jack, it's 3. Sheila, it's 4 because you are much more athletic. And Sam, 3 for the rock climber.
Ooh, I rolled a 9.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I don't know if it is.
I rolled 12.
Okay, 12. Sheila's got a 12.
Oh, 2 1s, a 4 and a 6. I should have
11.
used the help. Is it too late to get help?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to declare beforehand. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
it goes Sheila, Jack, and Sam with a 9.
Where's the bear going?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because they're very strong. Oh, well, except that wasn't great.
Yes.
Okay.
Shitty rolls. Shitty rolls.
14. The bears go first.
Ooh.
Sorry. So there are 2 bears. Sheila, you're pretty close to, I would say, basically house. And there's a bear down there, and there's a bear over there. Like a bear by the front door and a bear sort of at the window. You are closest to the bear by the door. The bear by the door is...
I wouldn't get any closer than 20 feet because that's the effective range of the bear spray.
Got it. That's fine. So the bears are, at the moment, continuing to attack the house, almost trance-like. They haven't really gotten in. This is actually a relatively well-made house. It is a brick house. It has some... the windows are, pretty solid, made of solid construction. But it's a matter of time before they get strong enough to just break through everything. Oh, it's a cat. Cat bear.
Sorry, there was a stray cat that was getting involved with all of this.
I've seen cats take on bears before.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. But these bears are behaving unusually. Sheila, the bears are still attacking the house.
All right. Bear spray to the eyes.
Okay. So it is turned around from you. You are basically standing in the house, bear at the front door, and then you are in the car, sort of pulled up on the driveway. So in order to spray it in the eyes, you'd probably have to get closer to it in order to angle to its eyeballs.
Right. If I can get an angle that at least even gets part of the face, it doesn't somewhere in the vicinity of the eyes will tell us if it will be effective on it.
Okay. I will
Like if I or if whichever way they're facing, if they're facing directly away from me, if I can scatter around to the side at least a little bit, and in order to get part of the even part of the face.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely triangulate with these bears. So if you move sort of off to the right-hand side, then bear, Sheila. I should just draw this. I'm sorry. I'll make a sad drawing. But yeah, okay.
But I want to make sure that I've still got a path back to the car.
Yeah. There's like here, bear, Sheila, car, house, like that.
All right.
So car, house, bear, Sheila. So you are probably 15 feet from either one of them.
Right.
And
Well,
you should be able to at least get a side view of their eyes. Yeah. Which one do you want to go for? The one that's by the front door, which is that one, or the one that's by the window, which is that one?
I feel like I'll go for the one that's by the front door.
Okay. I will have you roll your animal behavior psychologist. It's odd to roll a psychologist attack, but I think that still functions.
All right. I'm gonna take the help this time.
Yes. Okay. Help in advance. Let me pull those back up again for you.
Right. Bear Sheila is the Australian version of Duck Duck Goose.
Yes.
Ew.
All right. Let's see. It's that'll be a 19.
19. Okay. You hit the bear that's by the front door of the house, in its right eye, really solidly. And it seems to make a lot more noise. If it's howling in pain, it's not happy, but it didn't go anywhere.
Oh, that is very unusual.
It is. Sorry.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Okay, Jack, what would you like to do?
I leave the car area, and before I got out, I had put my backpack on, and I'm running up closer to where Sheila is, and banging and shouting, basically, "Hey, come here! Come here! Let's go!"
More like go away, not come here. Like get off.
Scoot!
Attract the bears. Attract the bears. Yes.
Ew.
Okay. So, Jack, roll whatever your athletics skill would be, I guess, for that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, marathoner.
Yeah.
You can at least run fast.
I can run pretty good and solid. Got a solid 14 on that.
Okay. Oh God, I didn't mean for the chat to go wild with bad puns.
I am here for it. I am here for it. I love it.
The bear, which had been by the front door, which was screaming in pain, has been hit in the eye, sort of turns toward you. Now that there's two of you sort of in the same place. And it kind of, for lack of a better term, sort of looks your direction, as much as a bear that's been hit with bear mace can look at anything. But it still doesn't seem to be moving away from the house. And it pushes on the door again. Sam, it's your turn.
I am honking the horn at random intervals.
Great.
I don't can I see really what's happening? I'm just like, nobody's really communicating with me, so I'm just gonna keep doing what Sheila told me to do.
Yes.
No, Lily, we're not going to hit it with the car.
Yet.
That's at someone's house.
Fair.
And someone's car.
Both are true.
Yeah, you continue to honk at random intervals through the I mean, you can throw the brights on the car, and
Oh, cool.
you
Yeah.
can see that there's
Right.
every
Yeah.
time the brights flash, you can see that there's still two bears, and they're doing bear stuff, which is odd because they shouldn't be at this point. They should definitely be distracted. And we're back to the top of the order. What are we gonna do? Yes.
Gloom Mistress, how crowded of a neighborhood is this? Where's the
It's
nearest
not.
house?
Probably an acre or maybe
Great.
2 away. Like, she's isolated.
All right.
Um,
David Percival, that hurts. That is personal and that hurts.
They're barely paying
Rest
it
for this
any
card.
attention.
Okay. Let's see. The slightly injured bear, he's slightly injured, who is by the front door. What does he do? Nope. He continues to push on the front door, and now you can sort of hear the sort of not cracking. It's not a wooden door. It's like a metal door, and it's starting to cave a little bit. Like, you can see that it's starting to get sort of bent. The bear next to the window, manages to get a single paw through and break one of the windows. It can't get in yet, but it's definitely like ripped down through the glass on one of the windows. And in spite of the fact that it is Sheila now clearly bleeding from its paw, it is still continuing to press forward. And Sheila.
All right. Let's see. I get my my knife. I've got a big old Crocodile Dundee knife.
Great.
Is it a knife?
Right. What?
No, it's a knife.
Yeah, it's a knife. And I just for funsies get to like and see the other bear and spray the bear spray in that one's eyes just to see if it makes a difference. And and then I shout to my comrades, does anyone have a firearm?
Great. We'll get there. Hang on. So roll again for your animal behavior to see if. Oh my God, we're pulling up 2,000 Ford Escorts, so everybody knows how small this car is. How'd you do?
All right. That one's a 15.
Okay. Yeah, you are still relatively easily able to aim at these bears. They're continuing not to really pay attention to you, which is very frustrating and sort of odd. No, extremely odd. You spray the one by the window in the face, and it howls in pain again. It's very upset, and it's also bleeding. So you're definitely hurting it, but it still continues to try to open the window. I mean, not like open the window, but like rip the window with a
break through.
Yeah. Jack.
All right. Have this. Throw down the pot and the ladle.
Careful with that.
Pull out the Glock. Take aim on the bear at the window.
Bear at the window. Okay.
Taking aim.
Roll 3 dice.
Yes, ma'am.
For your skill. That totally has something to do with fire.
Taking a help on this one.
Taking a help as well.
18.
Can I have a new? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
18. Thank
Great.
you, help.
Can I have?
Because one of them was a 1.
Oh.
And so then that would have been a 13.
Not good.
Yeah.
18.
This is. No, he's not versus you. He's not paying attention to you.
No.
Yeah, you hit him square. Let's see.
London fog.
Is it based on hit points, I think? Where were you aiming?
Dead center chest,
Okay.
if I could. Yeah.
Yeah, you rail him center chest. He is now breathing heavily, sort of collapsing on the window, but still really not paying attention to you and continuing to try to break that window down. But yeah, you really nailed him. Like, it's bad.
All right.
Sam.
Okay. I think at this point I'm like, okay, honking the horn is boring. So
Yes.
I'm gonna leave the car running. I'm gonna get out of the car. I want to run in the opposite direction around the house from the bears and see if there's like a back door.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What do you think you would actually roll for that?
I mean, I would say 3D. I got good legs.
Yeah, you're definitely athletic with the rock climber thing. You're definitely
Yeah.
athletic. I will let you roll. Yes, I will let you roll 3d6, 3D.
Fabulous. I'm gonna use a help, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
Victorian London Fog, Handler Z for Chaos.
that is a solid 15.
Okay. Yeah. Right now, the bears, I mean, you get relatively close to them. They're not paying attention to you, but you are still, passing within like less than 10 feet of the one that's still by the door. And you circle around the back area of the house. It's sort of rocky. I mean, it's a rocky area, small boulders all over the place. But yeah, you're able to, even in the dark, traverse it pretty well. And you do find an additional door in the back that's sort of up on a porch, like a big flat concrete porch.
Veranda, as we'd say in
I'm
Aussie.
assuming that I don't have enough action to see if it's unlocked at the moment.
No, not at this point. You're able to successfully make it to the door itself.
Cool.
Cool. We're back to the bears. Great. What does bear number 1 do? Still having eye troubles. Okay. Bear number 1 continues to bash at the front door, really pushing hard into it at this point. I mean, throwing his whole weight into it, almost like he's trying to knock the house over. He's not exactly succeeding, but he is definitely trying to knock this house, knock the door down. It still tends to be holding. That whatever this door is made out of is solid enough that it's not broken yet. Bear number 2, who is severely injured, is trying to climb through the window, but is not having much success. It actually seems to be cutting him more and more as he's trying to get through the window. He's clearly very, very injured, but continues to try to get into the house. And we are back to Sheila.
Oh, goodness. All right. You got another shot for this bloke over here?
Yeah.
And all right, I make sure I'm well clear of the fellow with the Glock, and can I save an action or whatever?
Oh yeah, like hold in action until after somebody else goes.
Right. Yeah. Because I'd like to see if his firearm can do something about it.
Okay. So we will move Jack now up in the order, and then it'll go Jack, Sheila, and then Sam.
All right.
Jack,
in the
your
meantime,
turn.
can I, as I go to take my action, can I take a free action to give some advice to her real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
It's fine.
Use that big Bowie knife on the one that's not doing that well. Get it in the neck.
All right. Fair income.
Using a help on my next shot
Okay.
on the bear at the front door.
At the door. Okay. You're basically shooting into its back at this point, but it's
That's fine. 17.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely nail it right between the shoulders. It takes some serious damage. Hang on. Math. Yep, got it. Okay. Yeah, it's also still having a hard time standing up, but it is still continuing to push on the door. And now we go back to Sheila with her knife.
All right.
And a snake still in your shirt.
Yeah, it's but just wrapped around, very, comfy. By the way, can someone take away the comment that's covering my face?
Sorry. Just wanted the help. Ah, damn it. Wait, I can do that. There we go. You can cover my face.
Oh,
okay.
Hello there. All right. Then I approach slowly to see if this bear is gonna react to my presence. But if it lets me, then I'll give it mercy.
Okay. Do you want to roll to have to sneak up on it, or do you want to just go in there and stab it?
At this point, I feel as if I could probably just go in and stab it, since it hasn't been paying any attention to us otherwise.
Yep. I will say for this, because you continue to be fighting an animal, roll your behavior psychologist, see if you've got a way to get in there and just put it out of its misery.
All right. Roll in. Oh, not too good. We're at a 10.
10. Okay.
I still
yeah, actually, because the bear is still so distracted by what's going on, and you see as you approach it and get closer, there's something wrong with its eyes. It doesn't really seem like it's seeing the world, not just because you sprayed it in the eye with bear spray, but because something's wrong with this bear. Your earlier assessment of it being in a trance seems to still stand. But as you bring your knife down to its throat and sink it in to put the bear out of its misery, it sort of turns toward you and gets a much more realistic look on its face for just a moment. And I would like for you to roll against your mental health points, because you've just killed an animal of the forest, which now has totally recognized you in that last moment.
And it looked at you with that black bear look of, why?
Yeah.
Come back to its senses. No, I've seen it too many times.
Yep. So rolling 3 for that, I think.
All right. Every time you got to put an animal down, you got to make that a check, mental health check. Oh, it's just if it was 3, it's just an 8.
Yeah, you're gonna take a point of sanity damage for this one. That was you did your very, very best to make sure
I did my very best, if you will.
Oh God. Oh, here we go.
It was grisly business, but
Badger.
Oh, it's a snake.
It's a black day for us all.
Yes. Yes, you will take a point of damage, unfortunately, for the death of an animal that clearly didn't know what it was doing. And it breathes out and quietly rests in the windowsill. Sam, you are at the back door.
Is it open?
It is not. It is locked.
Great. What kind of door is it?
So there's like a storm door, and then there's like another one of those like pretty hardcore metal-ish doors.
There's no windows?
There is. There's a window on this door.
Okay. I use my elbow to smash it.
Ooh, okay. I would say roll your rock climber for some physical skill.
15.
Okay, yeah. You definitely get scratched up in the process, so I would say you take like 1 point of physical damage.
Okay.
There. Cool. Oops, you're down to 17 now. But Other than that, yeah, you are able to break that window pretty handily. And it's silly because you have to like open the storm door and then break it down.
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
is a very delicate moment of like smash.
Smash.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the second you hear the glass breaking, you hear someone screaming inside again in that weird language that you had heard before, just shouting very loudly in a semblance of German, but not.
Okay.
Okay, we're back to the top of the order. Bear number 2 is down.
I
Great.
enjoy that you sang that.
I can't help it. Bear number 1. Ooh, bear number 1 successfully breaks the door.
No.
And now every round is about 6 seconds. We keep that sort of normal. So it pushes the door down and sort of breaks. It's not even it breaks the door. It breaks like the frame, like the wooden frame of the door is just coming apart. And it pushes it down to the ground and is now looking forward into the house. Sheila.
I'm assuming since I'm on the wrong side of the house that I didn't see that take place.
From where you are, house bear. Sorry.
Right. Well, because my first upon taking out the
Oh
bear
yeah, that is
on
a good
that
point.
side of the house that I would be looking through the window to see if I could see Miss Rodriguez and shout out, "Oi, are you still in there?"
This bear is no more. That bear
Right.
went through the door. But yeah, you are correct. Thank you for pointing that out. But yeah, you would not necessarily be able to see. You'd hear it for sure.
Right.
But yeah, you would not necessarily be able to see that other bear has broken down the door. From what you can see, it's like a bedroom. It's this house isn't big. It probably is like 1 bedroom, maybe like a weird study sort of situation, and a bath. And it's all brick. Like it's almost, when you're looking through the window, you can kind of tell that the drywall was basically just put up right against the brick. So it's chilly inside of the house as well. You don't see any blood or evidence of a struggle in this room. It is basically the bedroom that you are going into. Other than the blood that is just crested over top of where the bear itself had been struggled.
Blood.
Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's made it in yet.
Right. Oh, are you in there? Well, the bear's dead on this side of the house. I don't know what that was.
Good try. We were going to Jack.
All right. I step in closer, or rather, I run in closer to the bear that has now broken through the front door. And did I see Sheila actually stab the other bear or not?
You wouldn't have been able to have a full view of it because she would have to be close to the side of the house in order to get at the bear's neck.
All right. So since it hasn't really reacted to anything that I've done, I'm just going to run up behind it. Put the gun against. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Put the gun against the base of its neck, brainstem basically, and pull the trigger.
Reminder that this is a horror game. Do.
Do you need me to roll for it, or
I don't need you to roll for that.
Okay.
I will need you to roll 3d6 for mental health damage. This isn't necessarily something you, in your experience, haven't done before, but it is still very disturbing to be up against an animal that clearly doesn't know what it's doing and is seemingly possessed.
15.
Yep. You are able to, you shoot the bear point blank range. You are splattered with blood and viscera as it explodes back on you. And then it basically just drops down. And, but this sort of I don't know, take your take your scarf, wipe off your glasses, clear your face, and yeah, you're good. And at this point, I will say that combat is officially over as we move
Right.
forward.
So
Ms.
I want to.
Rodriguez.
I
I'm
want.
sorry.
I want to reach in my hand, unlock the door. I put my hands through and I say, Miss Rodriguez, come with me, please. My name is Sam Watts. I'm here to help you.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live. I almost said it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you Sheila, you can't see it from where you are because there's a door basically in your way. But Jack and Sam, you are basically looking down sort of into a living room / kitchen space, and she's sort of in the middle. She is holding a number of seemingly random objects. There's like a pelt in her hand. She has some herbs. She is clearly chanting. And she's absolutely shocked that there was a bear that just fell into her front door. And then she says, yeah, let's get out of here. And she comes with you, and we will end the show.
Do you have a go bag? Do you want to pack something?
Oops, bears are trying to kill me. Go bag.
Yes. Oops, bears are trying to kill me. We'd like to thank
Oops, all bears.
Yes, oops, all bears. We'd like to thank YouTube for bear sounds. Although I know that some of the sounds, the last sounds were more grizzly bears than they were normal black bears. But the first sounds were definitely black bears. I made sure.
We could barely tell the difference.
Oh, God. Okay. So now, this is the part I forgot to do. Now is the time where you can talk about your own stuff. Who you are as a human being and what cool things you have coming up. And oh my God, Jesse Kazapowicz, can you not do terrible puns? Keep Oops, all berries.
Anyway, bearing with them.
I'm going to start above with Sheila. Wait, let me see if I can. I think I can make. Yeah. Ha!
Oh,
All
nice.
right, I love having the full screen. So this is the part where we break character, then, eh?
Yes, you can be yourself and talk about what you do.
Can you believe how good my Australian accent was, like all night?
You were consistent.
That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I've never been able to carry off like an Aussie accent. Like I'm not, by no means perfect, but I'm so amazed by myself for being able to keep it up at least as well as I did. Definitely had at least 2 tabs open of like Australian slang words and stuff. So expect it to get worse. I'm gonna watch a bunch of Crocodile Hunter. And maybe even Crocodile Dundee. So
watch some Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey's awesome.
Yeah.
And is this still you?
That's still me. 8 p.m. Eastern time every Monday night. There's a different theme each Monday that you can make a request and then play the Lady Prudence drinking game while I play the Total Request no rehearsal time extravaganza, and we explore our feelings together every Monday night. This last Monday we had protest songs, and my gosh, was that cathartic. So and you know what, any song's a protest song if you believe hard enough. So yeah, join me on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm at the Arizona Renaissance Festival for the next 8 magical weekends. And I still have I have my 2 new albums that I just produced last year, Majestic and Savage and Wanderlust. So I would love to enable you to pick them up at ladyprudence.bandcamp.com, or get in touch with me, and I'm here to tempt you.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Prudence at bandcamp.com. Cool. Now I have that. Yay!
.bandcamp.com.
.bandcamp. God damn it. Hang on.
Yeah, I just put it into the chat.
.bandcamp.
There it is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
check me out.
Find her out. She's amazing.
Woo, I am.
Whee! There we go. All right. Now we're gonna move on to Jack Brown.
Oh, hey everybody. So I'm Dan Kostelic. I am sometimes your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare at a Renaissance fair near you. You can catch me right here on this channel when I'm not here being Jack Brown on Tuesday mornings, 10 o'clock Eastern time with Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare. Melissa might have some artwork for that.
I might. I don't know.
You
I
have
don't
the
have
background for it. That's the fun thing.
It's in there.
I know. I don't have the updated stuff. That's the thing.
Oh no, that's okay. Join me right here where we collaborate to create a brand new sonnet every Tuesday. Something unique, maybe silly, and definitely a little bit special. You can also catch me playing the Bishop as I'm the entertainment director down here at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival. We open April 5th and go all the way through Memorial Day, May 26th, and then I'll be at Oklahoma, New Jersey, and Queensland, and all out in Britain somewhere, and all of that. So join me for all of that. I'm also on Bandcamp, ShakespeareApproves.bandcamp.com. I have 2 albums. None of them have protest songs, but every song is a protest song, and if you try hard enough, as Lady Prue just said. So I challenge all of you to sing I've Got the Joy, 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 Joy Down in My Heart as a protest song, because why not?
Heck yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have.
Hi, everybody. I am Katie Hauser. I am an actor and activist here in New York City. Heck yeah, pride. Yeah, so I also do rune readings. You can find me at Rune Away with me, Katie. On Instagram. Yeah. Yeah.
I tagged you today.
You did? Oh, I'll go check it out. Yeah, check me out. I do stuff a lot on this particular channel, Gothic Horror Gaming, and I might have another game brewing in my brain if you want the Grim Maven to make another cameo.
Yes.
So yeah, just let me know, chat. Anyway, so yeah, that's me, Katie. Oh yeah, and you can also find me at hobthetroll.bandcamp.com.
Hobthetroll.bandcamp.com, of course, yes.
Hobthetroll.bandcamp.com. Cool. Beep.
Hobthetroll.bandcamp.com is an official sponsor of this show. So please go use that.
I would also like to, hi, I'm me. I am currently in Florida. We are doing this from 3 separate time zones, which is pretty rockin', actually, I have to say. I am in Florida running the Florida Renaissance Festival Entertainment Cast. So I'm super excited to be here. It's a lot of fun. And that's why I'm in the middle of a costume closet. I will be here through March, which is going to be awesome. And Chase Treasure is also here. I have my own team that's here that isn't me, so that I can take care of things like, I'll tell you guys about the drone at the joust. Anyway, beautiful. Yeah. But yeah, we would also like to thank our sponsors, including, hi, Jesse, 3D to You. They just bought a yurt. They're really cool people. You should find them online, 3d2u.org. Coming to
personalized gifts for gamers.
Yeah. Hi.
Nerd stuff.
It's got, yay, 3D printed stuff. You should definitely check it out. Also, we're going to say hi to Destination D&D. Destination D&D. You can find the next awesome campaign that will be going on shortly. I think that's in London? No, England.
No, it's at Muncaster Castle in England. It's on the west coast of the country, the Lake Country, very near the Irish Sea. And we're going to be playing in that castle that's on screen right there, Muncaster Castle. So we'll be playing Dungeons & Dragons, not in your mom's basement, but in an actual dungeon, which is infinitely cooler because it's 800 years older.
Oh. Than your mom's basement. Beautiful.
But we will still have Cheetos.
Yes, that's a requirement.
And
pizza bites.
My name is Melissa. I've also written books. But I'll tell you more about that tomorrow when I do my show that I also do here. That's Flash Phantasmagoria, where we take roughly 5 minutes out of our day and create some amazing art based on weird prompts that you guys give me. So it's going to be real fun. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun and weird. Yay. And it's been a long time since my brain has put brain power toward things like this. So thank you for joining me on this journey and for rolling with the punches. Appreciate you all. that is it for now. We will be back next week, provided everything goes well. And maybe there will be more bears. We don't know, but there will be a snake. And until we see you later, have a good night. Bye.
Mwah.